Good afternoon, heathens. I'm telling you, it's hot here in hell. As you can see, it's the devil is roasting me. I was so sick last weekend. I couldn't even get myself up. But yeah, look, while we wait for Mazi, I did send him the links. His messages, he hasn't read his messages yet, so I hope everything is okay. But in the meantime, let me just put the link up there. If any of you want to come and join, we can have a chat. We can talk about a lot of different things. There's a lot happening in... I repented. The demon of pestilence and plague struck me down. It must have been that the prayers of the Christians that that got me sick. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about actually. When we are also here in South Africa in the process of finishing the counting of our votes. So everybody's sitting on the edge of their seats trying to see what's going to happen. And, there's a lot of different things happening. Yeah, so let me just put the link up here as well. Give me a second. Let me just see, where do I do this now? There we go. Here we have the OG. Oh, there we go. Here we are. Dumela ntate Rakepile o kae?
Ke a dumedisa le kae?
Riteng. Ke monate mo Sondag. Ra nafatsi, ra jadijo.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a last minute setup here. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's working out.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I understand as well that sometimes people make arrangements and things happen. So the last time I spoke to Mazi, he said he was going to join us, and I really wanted to speak to him because we're in a unique situation to interview. He calls himself the Black Jesus.
Yes, I saw the name.
He calls himself the Black Jesus. And it fits because he's also a carpenter.
I wanted to ask his relationship to Putin. Maybe it's the guy that Putin discovered.
It's crazy. Dati, before I continue, we have to highlight this. I don't know if you saw what Alvina Gachugu has been going through in the Matatus.
Yes, I did see that video, and I noticed that it's doing well in Kenya in the media.
Yeah.
But sometimes I can say also for the wrong reasons, because most of the people that I saw there think that it is good for these pastors to just encroach our space.
Exactly.
And set up a church there, impromptu church. What do you call these shops that come up on shopping centers?
The pop-ups.
Yeah, pop-up church.
But
you're going somewhere, then boop, a pop-up church just comes up, and people think that you should tolerate that. No, it doesn't make sense.
But this is the funny thing is, I remember when I was still, when I was much younger, I was taking the train from work and, between work and home. And every morning there was this Pentecostal pastor, and it was, you couldn't even hear yourself think. It was just blah, 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 the Lord here, the Lord there. And, people,
with a train, it's better, because if I jump into that carriage, and then the next station I just jump off and go to the next one.
you can change, but I think in the especially in the matatus, there's no, you don't really have a choice. You have to listen to.
Yeah, so arrow, what do you call golden arrow or patco? You are stuck with that person.
Yeah, let me find this video here for us. It's on TikTok, I think. Yeah. Let's see. TikTok. But the face of that pastor in the matatu. That was my best. It's like, that moment where he says, it was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
This youngsters, somebody found a scalpel that looks like him. Did you see it? Yeah, on one of the responses, there's this, is it a tortoise or what? What is a scalpel in English?
Tortoise, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we not got.
And they look exactly the same.
It's true. Let's see.
But what people don't understand is that public space, it's public space. Yeah. You do not impose yourself on others when you're on public space. They think that public space is a space where everybody can do whatever they like to. No, you've got to do it in relation to the people that are around you. Yeah. If we don't go to your church, why should you feel comfortable to come and start a church where we are?
Yeah, but this is the thing is, what I want to ask these pastors, I want to say to them, does Jesus like lazy people? Because they're lazy. They're lazy to go and find people to make a church. So they go where the people already are. That's lazy. And there's specific verses in the Bible that tells people not to be lazy. They have to be like ants and work hard like ants.
No, I think they are fishing with a net rather than using a rod.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a look at this. And right. So let me just see. I've got the sound up, everything.
So guys, I'm in a matatu. Here is a preacher who was preaching. We're on a peaceful commute. One thing I've never understood is, why do Christians claim autonomy over free speech? If you try and exercise your free speech anywhere else, everyone bashes you. But pastors and preachers feel they can come into peaceful public commutes and preach the word. And it's fine. Everyone has their beliefs. But why do we not see any other religion do this? I'd just like to understand. Or are you guys all okay with that? Every time having people come in and just talk the way they want, their beliefs, and their shots down our throats. I'm genuinely tired. One day I knew I would do this, and I wasn't sure, but here is the day. I just want to know in the comments. Just tell us. I just want to understand genuinely. If you try and say anything contrary, you will be labeled. Trust me, you will be labeled. So why do Christians claim autonomy over free speech? This is a commute, is it not? We are going somewhere. Are we not? If we wanted to go to church, we'd go on a Sunday. Yeah? Or no? Why are we afraid? What are we afraid of? Comment down below.
Part to loading.
Yeah.
But this is
the last question there. What are we afraid of? People are afraid of other people, what they will say. Because you'll see on part 2 how she was roasted after that.
It's true.
By people in that bus. Then they even rewarded the pastor giving him money to say, "Oh, shame, yeah, that demon nearly threw you off balance."
But this is
take more and go and calm yourself, buy some sweets.
But yeah, you can see his face there. You can see his face. He knew, yeah. Uh-oh, I got fucked up. This is
yeah. In fact, there, I think it's a face of disbelief.
Yeah.
such thing, it's very unusual in their space because the society has just given them free reign among themselves. These people, even when we are in a funeral, they don't queue for food when people come and queue for food. They are told to go inside and sit on a table. Then, while we are using this, what do you call these plates that are disposable? They are given cutlery and they are giving chinaware. So there's a certain level of respect that they've been giving them that they don't deserve, because what they are telling people, it's not true. It's just made up stories.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's crazy.
But there's another thing that I noticed on the message, because Alvina says she doesn't see other religions doing this. I've got a complaint every morning, something past 4. There's a guy that makes noise for me every morning. Here where I stay, goes, no, that guy, I don't know from which side he comes from, but every morning he does that. And I think it's disrespectful that when I'm sleeping, then somebody makes a noise like that.
It's like, I want to make a video. There's that classic sound clip where it goes, "It was at this moment he knew he fucked up." And I just want to focus it on that face because this is classic. It's classic. He's going like, "What have I gotten myself into here?"
But what do you think? Do you think he has learned a lesson?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Because this will be, he got off of that matatu and he went straight and he said, the spirits of the demons were in this woman today. I saw the face of the demon right in front of me.
Yeah.
This is the end times. It's the end times, brothers. We have to repent because the demon was in the matatu where I was preaching.
They are out in full force.
Yeah.
Because also, on the second video, I understand he was talking about her not being married and not having children or something like that.
Where is the part 2? Because I never found the part 2.
Just made something there on a fly. Maybe he saw that there's no ring.
Yeah. And then, and the reaction she blew up. The reaction. Let me share this. Right. I don't understand Swahili.
Alikuwa na preach and she confidently
You learn it if you know Tswana.
Nilikuwa najua siku moja I will do this.
Who's that?
Akamaliza kuranda na run between the speech ranting, akageuzia simu the other passengers kauliza some few questions.
Oh, okay.
So I want you guys to tell me in the comment section, how do you always feel when a pastor ingias kwa matatu and starts preaching?
I would like to see that video.
I'm gonna go first.
Send me the link.
Nilikuwa nafanya kazi kama konda.
So it says here, and it's blown up. It's all over the show. So let's just see here.
I just got a call back. I've been casted in a big show and I've been trying for.
That's where she got a gig.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't find this.
And I sent her a comment. I said, God is good all the time. And you must see the amount of likes that it got.
Let's just see here. I got a message from our friend Mazi. Let me just see here. Let's see. Let me just get the invite through to
The
him.
Black Jesus.
The Black Jesus. We have to speak to the Black Jesus. Let me just get this through to
But
him.
even before you mentioned the issue of the Black Jesus, I think the issue of the Black Jesus is derailing us a little bit as Africans, because people were starting to ask themselves, what is this issue about? Who's this Jesus? And somebody just decided to throw that surprise element in.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think where it comes from is that we are conditioned through propaganda from the church to see the image of Jesus Christ as this white painting that the Catholics produced somewhere in the Middle Ages, is a white man with long hair and robes, and that is imprinted on people's minds. So everybody thinks of Jesus as this white person, where if you actually go back into history and think about it logically, first of all, he was living in the Middle East, so he was definitely not white.
Yeah. But also there were no cameras then.
Yeah. But
so how did people take this picture serious?
Exactly, because it comes from Renaissance art paintings that people have got this image. And you can ask any single African, you can ask them, what does Jesus look like? They will show you that picture of the white person.
And that guy looks like a hippie,
He does.
Really, he's just sort of a bell bottom and a little bit of pot on the side.
Yeah. Let me check with Mazi here if that works. Does that work for you? I really wanted to speak to Mazi today, man, and you must see his TikTok is fire as well. He does some very nice TikToks. But yeah, before we forget, guys, if you follow us, Alvina is a friend of this channel. She's an atheist in Kenya. We need to support our people, because some of the comments that I read on those posts, Christian love, there's no hate like Christian love, because
there is a majority of those comments, eh?
Yes, and it's vile, So if that is the face of Christianity, I don't want any part of it. I'm very sorry. I don't want any. If that is, if people say like, be like me, see what a good person I'm going. When if you believe in Jesus, you're gonna be just like me.
Even if I thought I made a mistake by leaving and I was contemplating coming back, after seeing the comments, I said, no, thank you.
Thank you, no.
Yeah.
So
they tell you about doing what? Buying yourself headphones.
Why?
They say she must buy herself headphones when she gets into the public transport and put on the phone.
I saw that. I saw those comments as well. People were saying like, if you don't know,
it's one of the popular comments.
Yeah.
So go and spend it for the sake of this pastor. No, it doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense at all.
Yeah, and I wonder where Salvina. if she's online somewhere,
Yeah.
we could get her to come also and tell us a little bit about this experience.
I think she's busy with a film shoot today, because I did reach out to her. Let me message her and see quickly what the. Let's see. Let me message her and see.
And that project that she's running, we should run something like that, of finding active participators, and also spreading it to an extent where it jumps into the media.
Yeah.
Because the media likes to blow things out of proportion.
I know, but this is the thing, Ntate, is that there is a new type of atheist that was born this past decade that doesn't shut their mouth. You know, they learned from the greats. We're standing on the shoulders of giants. Those people who were, you know, in the early 2000s, in the 1990s, those people who were not afraid to speak up. We're standing on the shoulders of those people, because religion is an imposition. It's an imposition on people's time, on people's free space. And now we have people who have got the courage to stand up and say, no, I'm sorry, you know, this is the line that you cannot step over. And before, in years gone past, the religion didn't even think that there was a line or a fence. And now they're walking straight into a brick wall, and they don't like it. They don't like it at all.
And you see where she's speaking from? From Kenya?
Where from?
Kenya, from Kenya. And that's where Richard Dawkins was born also.
She said,
Did you know that?
She replied to me. She finished early morning.
Who's that? Is it Jesus?
Yeah, I'm saying to, we are live now. Wash your face and come.
Is that Albino or is it Black Jesus?
No, it's Alvina. I think Black Jesus is struggling to connect here.
Okay.
You see more demons, and that it's more demons. Black Jesus is the demons are standing between us and Black Jesus. That's why we're not connected with Black Jesus.
No, I was saying she is born in the same place where Richard Dawkins was born. Yeah. Though he's in the UK.
I knew that Dawkins was born in Kenya.
He was born in Kenya. He's a Kenyan.
I never knew this.
Yeah, but usually they choose the first world country. Parents come from the UK. Yeah. So I wonder, if I'm born in Swaziland, I would call myself a Swati, and Swati by birth, but then South African through, what is it called if you stay in a place more than 7 years?
I think you get what's it, patriated or something. I'm not sure.
The best one is naturalization.
Naturalization or something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah. So Richard Dawkins should talk more about Kenya because that's where he was born.
Exactly. Me, I've only traveled to one other country, and that is Swaziland. I've never been out of South Africa, except for that. Oh, look who we have here. Mazi.
Hi, Mazi.
I've been battling with my network.
Nice, man, nice.
Yeah, and I'm not in the house. So I've been battling with network.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I understand. Yeah.
But since you are Jesus and Jesus has been walking on water, why don't you just walk on this network and just let it work?
My own type of Jesus doesn't like deceiving people. So I don't want to tell you what I can do. I don't want to tell you I can do it when I know I cannot.
Yeah, no, I love meeting atheists from Africa because I told a friend of our channel, Esther, I told her as well that Africa is waking up. Africans are waking up to these lies, the lies about Jesus, and I love seeing it. I love seeing it because for me, there's just there's something about knowing the truth. I love the truth, and whenever I look at religion, I just see lies. I don't see truth. I see lies and fakery and con men. Yeah.
Yeah. They managed to take lies and make it as if it's a big thing. It's holy, and people started appreciating it.
Yeah. And we have also joining us today the lady of the hour, Miss Alvina Gachugu, the slayer of Matatu preachers.
Hi.
Yeah.
What a day. There's Jesus on the other side and the slayer of the Matatus on the other side.
It's been a journey to salvation or lack thereof. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I want to show Mazi this clip again. I cannot see enough of this clip. You must see.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mazi.
How are
Nice
you?
to meet you. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm very fine.
What do you have up there? We can't see it, Alvina. Ah, beautiful. Mohawk.
It's a mohawk, so they can label me properly. Call me the demon, devil, whatever. Yeah, just give them everything.
I love. We were just talking
Like
about that.
a demon will be a beautiful one. Like you'll be a beautiful demon. I think I like demons that do.
There is that moment when we focus on the preacher's face in that matatu, and you can see in his face.
About that, it's hilarious.
You can see in his face. He knew he fucked up right there. Where is this now? Is it on your official or a regular one?
Regular. That's where I posted the first time.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. It's actually everywhere. Everyone in Kenya right now, when I check TikTok, is searching for Alvina Gashugu in Matatu, and I'm like, wow. Thanks, guys. You know I exist now. It was good. Today's Sunday school sermon. And it's
But
crazy.
what is the majority of people are against it. They think that you are supposed to be putting on your headphones and shush.
Imagine, why am I the one to shush? Why am I the one to put on headphones? I don't want to spoil my ears. And even when you put on headphones, they tell you, like, some of you are not listening to the word, you're putting on earphones. And it's like, it's the entitlement to our personal space and public spaces that I just wonder. They think the world revolves around them.
Yeah. Right. So this is our friend Alvina telling the preachers.
Oh, that day, my goodness.
So guys, I'm in a matatu. Here is a preacher who is preaching. We're on a peaceful commute. One thing I've never understood is why do Christians claim autonomy over free speech? If you try and exercise your free speech anywhere else, everyone bashes you. But pastors and preachers feel they can come into peaceful public commutes and preach the word. And it's fine, everyone has their beliefs. But why do we not see any other religion do this? I'd just like to understand. Or are you guys all okay with that? Every time having people come in and just talk the way they want, their beliefs, and their shots down our throats. I'm genuinely tired. One day I knew I would do this, and I wasn't sure. But
You can see, look at her face. That man knew. I fucked up.
The tortoise.
here is the day. I just want to know in the just tell us. I just want to understand genuinely. If you try and say anything contrary, you will be labeled. Trust me, you will be labeled. So why do Christians claim autonomy over free speech? This is a commute, is it not? We are going somewhere. Are we not? If we wanted to go to church, we'd go on a Sunday. Yeah? Or no? Why are we afraid? What are we afraid of? Comment down below.
Hard to loading.
I'm telling you, more power to you, my sister. More power to you.
Oh, I was shaking. Honestly, it wasn't that easy. I was so tired. And then the pastor just got up and started preaching. And I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I was shaking. I'm like, you know what? This is the day. The first time I tried recording, it was facing the wrong side. And then everyone is wondering, what is she up to? Then I turned it and then now started. And he asked me, do you want me to stop? And I'm like, continue. Like, I didn't ask you to stop. He decided to stop and listen to what I had to say. Because people are saying I stopped him. I didn't stop him. He decided to stop. He could have just continued. So he knew he was on the wrong. And people, I don't know, Christians expect, or other, most religions, they expect us to be the ones to shift ourselves, shift our boundaries to accommodate their beliefs. Why not vice versa? You know, it's not very accommodating, you know?
Yeah. No, exactly.
I remember you are a sinner. You are the one who should repent.
Well, I have to state for the record here that I am a big fan of sin. I am a big fan of sin. I don't know about you guys.
Wow.
I like to pick them like in a buffet. I don't like all of them.
I like that. Choose, pick your poison.
There are certain ones that are tasty. There are certain ones that I haven't acquired taste for them.
Yeah, but I think the idea of sin is just so that a human can feel that their flaws need some wiggle room for that religious vitriol to come in, you know, because now I believe I'm not okay. I need something to fill in that. But when you find yourself, yeah, your strengths, your weaknesses, your ups and downs fully, they have nowhere to come in. Now they feel angry because you have no space for them. So they're like, they can't control you, and that's what's making them mad. Nothing else, just that this girl is not listening to us. Yeah, you don't have shares in my life.
So in order for me to make money out of you, I should start by convincing you that you are not good enough. I can give you something that is going to make you fuller and to make your life meaningful. And sin starts from there.
Yeah. And it's basically the weaponization of guilt. They weaponize guilt because guilt, where does guilt and shame come from? Religion.
Yes.
Right? So what do they do very well? They weaponize that, you know, selling you, I don't know who said it, it's they're selling you the cure to the imaginary disease. You know, the disease that you think you have, but they've got the cure. You feeling guilty?
Yes.
go and pray. You're feeling ashamed? Yeah, just do this, and all your shame and your sins and your guilt will be forgiven and washed away.
And the funniest thing is that their sales pitch is not so convincing, because it's always the same pitch through terrorism, through threatening, like even the comments, one day God will show you, you will know. No, I'm a human. Of course, I've been through ups and downs, and I keep telling them correlation is not causation. So just because an accident, because someone was saying, what if the car would have gotten into an accident, it would have been my fault? No, cars get into accidents all the time, like regardless of whether you believe in something or not. So what about, like, different people die every day? What of all the religious people who die? What is the reason to die then? If the gift they're getting is, safety and eternal life, like, then nothing should be happening to them. But we're finding there's so much problems in the world, cancer in children. Like, make it make sense,
Yeah.
They die because God wants them. You die because He's punishing you.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Exactly.
Same event, different interpretation
of the same thing, and it doesn't change the output. We're all gonna die someday, but people are so afraid of death that they'd rather not live the life they have now, that they can see, that they can feel, and live in the promise of another life that no one has gone to and come back and proven. Like, I'm so scared of living my life now. Let me live with the hope of a second life somewhere in heaven, or like, because it was one eternal life in paradise. Like, we have this life now. We are conscious now. Why not just enjoy it now?
But you're going to be walking on streets of gold, and you're going to be singing and praising for 24 hours a day. Just Hosanna, Hosanna, how great thou art, for eternity, forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, sometimes I laugh at people waiting for that, because when they die, then it becomes dark and nothing. Lights off.
I love your name today as well, Pulpit Bandits. They're always so imaginative.
Yeah.
They are bandits. They just go to the pulpit to steal. The normal bandits go to the road, or the matatu, but the normal bandits go to steal from people. The preacher just go to the church.
You know what I like most about what happened was that it caused conversation. Now, finally, people are having these conversations. People who didn't, or who are afraid to speak up. I'm seeing in many comment sections, a lot of people are, quote unquote, waking up, or now not afraid to question, because they're saying, oh, if this lady has the balls, to do that, then I can also tell you, actually, shove your, up your, yes.
Yeah. But I mean, even if we look at from where Mazi is, for example, there is a guy called Gabenga Adewoyan. He does
what country?
From Nigeria. He also does Gabenga Adewoyan. You should search for him on YouTube. He does amazing content where he basically challenges all the spiritualists, all the mediums.
Oh yes, I've seen him.
And he has a big prize. He has a big monetary reward. It's the same thing that James Randi did.
I remember the guy.
Yes, and he challenges preachers to show the power of the supernatural, to show witchcraft.
He annoys people. They kick him off their markets. Rather than give him proof, they want to kick him off the market.
Yeah.
What did they do is they always attack me. Like, they've been reporting my page. At sometime Facebook brought down my page, and I was like using my profile to tell them I did nothing. So I'm not against these people. I never call them any name. I just tell them, prove what you said. So since I am not against them, they preach to me every time. Yeah, now I'm preaching to them. So why are they not trying to listen to my preaching? They're being like, hey, you're against our God. I'm not against you. I'm just trying to tell you, if you tell me there is a God, then I want to know it. Yeah. If you tell me there is anything, please show me. I am not saying, I'm not doubting. I'm just saying I want to know. I'm that person who wants to go far to know than, I don't just want to believe. Like, yeah, I like you, but I don't just want to believe you. I want to know you are speaking the fact now. So if you tell me that
a good thing, doubting is a good thing. We should doubt I say doubting is a good thing.
Yeah, it's a very good thing. It's a very good thing. Like, I'm supposed to doubt if I don't know the truth. So when I know the truth, I will agree. Yeah, so they are not telling me any truth. They're always telling me to believe. So I was my mother is a preacher, yeah. My mother is a preacher, is still a pastor now. So my family, almost all of them are, Christians. And I have only one of my sisters, and now doesn't go to church again because of my influence. And, he's more of an agnostic than an atheist. So I think what I ask of alone is just proof. I've never told any Christian that I hate them. Like, there was never a time I told a Christian, sorry, this is my brother. This is my brother. Yeah, his name is Bob. He's my brother. So what I'm saying is, I like these people so much. I live in the eastern part of Nigeria where we have majority of Christians. So, well, when I come to them to say, yeah, I love you, I love everything about what you preaches, your heaven and everything, just show me a proof.
Yeah.
And here I travel more on public buses. When I'm inside a public bus, you see people coming to preach to me, to tell me about a Jesus. I told them that for years I was an evangelist. I've been preaching for a long time. I was born into a Christian family where my mother is a pastor. So I became a Christian pastor, what is it called? Children pastor from childhood. Children pastor from childhood. So I preach to these children, telling them all sorts of lies that are written in the book. So at the time, I decided to ask myself questions. Why are you lying to people? You don't actually know this thing. You don't know what you're talking about. You have not even seen a heaven before. You don't know any man that was in heaven that came down to tell you all these things. It's just a book written by a man like you. So I was a kind of, okay, I am African. Again, I am an African. And I know how primitive we are here. I know how primitive we are down here. So I am like, if a God wanted to give us a book, why didn't he give us the book? Why did he need to? Why is it that God needed to call a white man to come and give me a book? If the God is with me, like they
speak with his mouth.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Why are you giving me a book and you didn't even bring it yourself? You had to go and call another man. They said the God is everywhere. They said this God is with me, that he knows me. So if the God needed me to have a book, why not just give me a book? So now you had to contact the person to bring a book to me. So it is a little confusing. So I was like, if there is a God, I told my brother one day that if there is a God, then we won't need a book. We will just know the God naturally because the God will be, and we will be the God. So it just cannot tell me that because you wrote a book, I should now follow the book. If I should be following books, why am I not following the Quran, the Torah, the everything concerning other religions? And in religion, it is only your own religion that is true. So as a Christian, it's only your Jesus that is real. And as a Muslim,
if it's not from your parents, it's a lie.
Yeah. It's a lie. And one thing in Nigeria is this. In Nigeria, we have many pastors. We have the richest pastors in Africa. Here in Nigeria, we have the wealthiest pastors in the whole of Africa. So there is no pastor in Africa that can be compared to Nigerian pastor. They have multi-million dollars because they make money from the poor people. They tell lies.
Yeah.
So in Nigeria now, I will be that pastor that tells my church members that the other pastor is not doing the will of Jesus. So the only thing they do is believe me only. And they said, if you're not my church member, you are going to hell. So inside Christianity, there are still some people that have been mapped out for hell. I'll be like, no. Inside this Christianity. So there are some denominations in Nigeria. You see Lost Choosing, you see Salvation, you see Winners Chapel, you see many churches, the Redeemed Christian Church of God. And when they come together, the only thing they do is condemn other pastors.
Yeah.
So they'll be telling you, if you don't do what I say, then you go to hell, because I carry mantle of holiness. I carry the power of God. God sent me to tell you, and this is what you should do. And if you don't do it, you'll be in a fire. So I was like, no, to be questioning all these things. This fire stuff need to be questioned. So it has not been a long time I started being atheist.
Yeah.
I say we have two people here who come from a denomination which was focusing on how other denominations are telling lies.
Yeah, we were both the Jehovah's Witnesses, Abolalang and I was preaching from 4 years old. So I've also been an evangelist and saying how all other religions are false, but we know the truth. Funny enough, we were the only ones with a recipe to the truth, and only 144,000
we
mapped
owned
out
it.
for
We had monopoly on it.
Yeah.
But Mazi, tell us, you know, where does this label of Black Jesus come from? Is it because you are a carpenter?
No, from this maybe.
Okay, you're talking to me, right? Okay, let me tell you. Why I decided to take that name, Black Jesus, is because it took me some time to decide to be an atheist. Like, it was a decision. I didn't just get up one day and say, no, I don't believe again. Like, it was a gradual process. So, and at the time I decided to make it open, I was like, I remember one day I made a post. I went to somebody's post, under a post on Facebook. I commented under that post. I said that I don't do God anymore. And my younger sister saw it and messaged me directly. She asked me, she screenshotted it and sent to me. And she was like, you wrote this or somebody did it with your phone? I said, no, I did it myself. Say, why? How? What are you saying? Are you okay? Are you in your right senses? I said, I think I needed to tell you the truth. Like, normally I don't do God anymore. She said, I'm praying for you. It's like something is wrong. Like, you're not getting it. You're not getting yourself. You're out of your mind or something. But I told her, look, I want to tell you something now. I am not for Jesus anymore because all my questions have not been answered. All the questions I've been asking for years have not been answered. And I'm now convinced that there is no God anywhere and that this Jesus stuff is just a joke. So after that day, I decided to build some confidence in myself. Like, I needed to tell myself the truth about whom I am. Let me just tell myself, I know whom I am. So before then, I used to believe in all these deities, you know, some deities, you know, in Africa, we tell you about some deities, some gods that does all things, native God and all these things. So at the time, I come to know that I should just trust science because science brings proofs. These people have nothing to prove. So I told myself that because I was a preacher and because my mother is still a preacher, and because I have now become my own God, then I should be a Black Jesus. I don't need a I don't need a I don't need a Jesus that comes from another country. I don't need Jesus from America. I don't need a Jesus from England. I don't need a Jesus from Israel. I just need to be my Jesus, and if I am a Jesus, I should be a Black Jesus.
Yes.
And how many disciples do you have?
I have some disciples now. I just can't determine, but I know I have won many souls into my ministry, and not just 12. So,
Amen.
Thank you.
Hallelujah.
And do you move around with them all over Nigeria?
The only thing I do now is this. Normally, I confront gospel preachers at some time, like Christian preachers, but I don't confront them by, you know, being violent or something. At times when people come to preach, they preach, like, I bring out like 1 or 2 questions, and if you can answer me, then I will tell you I am not a God person anymore. I am now an atheist. So when you preach to me, I will preach to you. So if you can't listen to me, then I don't need to listen to you. So I will listen while you preach, but make sure you listen to me, because I will bring a different gospel to you. I will preach to you in a way that I want you to listen. So if you cannot listen, then you just hate me. I'm not hating you as a Christian, but when you preach, make sure you listen to me preach. Now, because now you do God and I don't. So the only thing I do is, now people know me as a Satan. That is why I used to look at myself and say, I am Satan, I am devil, I am God, I am everything to myself.
All in one.
All in one. I am who I am. But
like that.
Preaching and they don't listen when you have something to say. That's what I meant. Like, they claim the autonomy. They're the ones to tell you what to believe, what to say, and when you say something different, they're all on your neck. Like now.
Sorry, I had a local call. Someone called in, so the network is very bad. So if someone calls me, you go out. That's just it. So I don't actually sit at one place and look at them. The only thing I do is, if I'm in a public bus, or let me say I'm in a market square, or I'm in my working place, and somebody comes to tell me about how they are God, do those signs and wonders, I just bring out a Bible page and tell you, look at this. So when I show you and you can do anything about it, I will tell you, don't tell me about your God anymore. I don't need your God to survive. I've been surviving without your God since I left Christianity, and I will keep surviving, because some people are Muslims and they are surviving. Some people are doing Hinduism, they are there. Some people are doing Buddha, they are there. So even my own local people here, we do some traditional religion that they still believe in many deities. They are surviving. So, and now I am happy because in my own part, the Eastern Nigeria, we are having people who are now waking up to know that this God is fake.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We have many of them now that are waking up, because it took me some time now, but I know that most of my brothers I talk to, most of them agrees with me that you talking points. Like, we have never seen a God before. We don't know a God. It's just a total stranger bringing a God to us. So, and you have never proved it. So, and one thing is, sorry I'm taking much time, but do you know that in my own part of Nigeria, there is these gods we used to have before, many of them, and we call people gods when they do good things. Like, if you're a good fighter, if you're a warlord, when you die, you become a god. So, and we worship them by telling them, keep protecting us. You've been doing it when you were alive, so keep doing it now you're dead, because we believe that spirit here and spirits can talk. So, but at the time I came to know those things are not true, and now I tell people that these Westerners came here, and when they came here, what they did was took our artifacts, because we used to make some artifacts of those gods, and people respect them, worship them, and now they took the artifacts down to their place. If you go to a museum in England, you will be seeing artifacts that were stolen from Africa, and these people, you can now pay to go and watch your own artifact. You understand it? So now they introduce a new God to you. Then I told these people, look, if we should worship God, why are we not worshiping a God we know? Like in Saudi Arabia, they do Allah and Muhammad. In Nigeria here, why are we not doing Amadioha, the God we know? There's some God we created before. So, and those are Amadioha, Kwensu, Osusu, many of them. So why are we not worshiping one of these gods? Why do we need to borrow a God? I don't know.
It's because, I think it's because this whole, religion was imported with the European colonization of Africa and the African continent. A lot of the religious beliefs that dominate now are imports. They're imports into Africa. They're not native to our continent. Maybe in the north you have some aspects of Islam that spread by force, but it's by force. You know, all of these major religions now come to us by force, and we don't.
Mazi, please, you must get the right God. Not those deities. We are talking about the right God, you know? The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob.
But there are so many.
That's the attitude.
How do I choose the right one? Because I am scared if I choose the wrong God, I'm going to make the right God angry.
When about the right God, I want to know which God is the right one.
None.
Imagination, hallucination.
The sky is empty. I see nothing.
We create gods.
And it's so liberating when you finally
do create God ourselves.
Yeah. You're like, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm saying it's so liberating when you finally deconstruct that and say, I don't need a God to guide my life. You know, I already know, you know, from experience what to do, what not to do, how to behave in certain situations. Why do I need an external hallucination, an imaginary friend telling me how to live my life?
Now, one thing I know is it's not actually easy to say no, I don't need God anymore, because some of us that were indoctrinated, I know it's like it may take the whole of your life and you will never say no, there is no God, because the conviction is there. You know, any lie that is being told by your parents is like a truth to you. Yeah, these are lies that my parents have been telling me, and it's an established lie that have become my truth. So I felt like this God is real because my mother used to talk about it. My father used to talk about it. Everybody I know around talks about it. And I was growing in a Christian-dominated area where everybody does God. We are always in church service. We are always preaching and praying. So I felt like this must be real. If it is not real, then everybody will not agree with it. But at the time, I began to know that there are some lies that have been accepted, and it becomes a truth. So if one person doesn't question it, nobody does. So the only thing I do was, you know, trying to ask some questions, like, why is everybody following this, and nobody is asking questions? So that was why I started asking questions. So because they told me, do you know, I just saw something now, like in the beginning man created God. let me tell you something. I was a Bible teacher, and I can say that in Genesis 1 I've asked many questions. In the beginning man created God and saw it was good, at least 10%. I don't think it is I don't think it's as good as 2%. I don't even know if I can give it 2%. I don't know. The only thing I can say about God being good is because it is used by people to control people. So it is good to the people who use it as a control tactics or a control tools.
Yeah, it's a tool.
It's the fact that a thief can go and steal and he will be happy stealing does not mean that stealing is good. So you can actually steal from someone and the person is crying. Normally it's not a good thing. So, but it helps you because the money you stole, you can actually use it. So it's good to you, but it's not good as a normal thing. It's not a normal thing.
Yeah.
Again. So
yeah,
that's one thing. Again. So that's what I can tell you. I began to know that Christianity is false when I started to ask questions. Because I remember asking my pastor friend one day, like, if God wrote in the book of Isaiah that he made good and bad, and he created disaster, happiness, everything, why do we need to blame a devil? When the God is doing us, he did all those things. So they said the devil came to kill, steal, and destroy. And I was like, okay, If I gave somebody a bomb to go and detonate, who is the criminal there? It is me who made a bomb and give to someone, say, go and put it here for me. Because that person have no idea of doing that. I gave birth to the idea and I did it using him. So why are you not blaming me? Why are you blaming somebody for doing something when you know that same person was sent to do it?
Yeah.
So I said, so I was like, no, this Christian God must be questioned. On a norm, I know how I respect myself, but if this will be seen as a disrespect to my parents who are heavily Christians, then let me take that way. And today everybody is hating me. They're hating me. They will be looking like, we are praying for you. One day God will arrest you. We are praying for you. God will arrest you one day. No. I'm waiting for the day God will arrest me. I don't know if we use Interpol or Nigeria police.
It never happens. Yeah. Now, some of us lost siblings, lost friends.
Yeah, I did.
When you leave that space, they don't like it. They don't like you anymore.
What I must tell you about that is that when I started this journey, at the time I felt like I was supposed to go back to my faith because of the hatred, the criticism, and all that. So I felt like I should just keep it on a low, or still go to church so they will think I'm still a Christian. But I kept going, and I decided to advise myself. I say, if I don't die for the truth, I will one day die for the lie. So I got to choose one. I decided to maintain what I know, because this is a fact I found out. I'm not trying to tell somebody to come and convince me of a God anymore. Now I was there trying to find this God, and I didn't see him. At the time I said, the devil, I want to know you. There was a stream in my place. They told me if I go there in a certain market day, that I will see mermaids. I will see plenty mermaids that are not humans. I will see many things, and they will kill me or they will initiate me. So I sneaked one day to just go there and check if I can see anything. So I went there and I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything at all. I was very, very strong that I went there. I reached there. I looked everywhere. I didn't see anybody. So I was like, this people are telling me lies. They said I will see mermaids. They said I will see evil spirits. I didn't see anything. So why are you lying to me?
Yeah. We have to be curious.
Mazi, there's something you said that really resonated, the part about hate, the hate and the criticism. Like, if it's in terms of a sales pitch, it's not really convincing, because these people, the first thing they resort to is hate, criticism. When you do, that's why most people prefer keeping silent or staying under the radar. But I don't feel it's fair, because why must some of us shrink ourselves and the facts that are there to make other people comfortable? Why is it only one way? Does the world revolve around just religious people? We are more than that. So it's about time for them to also sit down and listen to us as well.
Listen, exactly what you have been going about preaching to me. You've been telling me about your Jesus. Yeah, I've been okay with it for years. You've been telling me. Some people, there was a time in 2014, that a Muslim offered me a 50,000 naira. A 50,000 naira, I think that should be around. That was a better money then, because our naira had more values then. So a Muslim actually offered me a 50,000 naira just to become a Muslim. So, and I was like, wow, you want me to be a Muslim and you want to pay me? And he said, yeah, that's okay. I was a Christian, a devoted Christian, so I rejected the money trying to please my God. So if it is now, I will accept the money and still be whom I am.
Yeah, that was a trap, That was a trap, because
that's a big trap.
Once you get into that Muslim thing and you do, what do they call that thing where you dedicate yourself?
Say Shahada.
After that, you can't leave.
You mean the rituals they do?
If you want to leave, they don't like you to leave.
But
They can actually.
remember, they always say you have a choice. It's a choice.
Yeah.
What a choice.
So
What a
I
choice.
told them I'm interested, but I never showed the interest. I left. So, but now, since I was born a Christian, I was a Christian for long and I preached for long. So what I do is just get up someday and ask myself, who has been in heaven before that made us know there is a heaven? Who knew when God were writing all these books? And why didn't God give me books himself? So how am I supposed to know? I did something on my own. On my own, I did something. So what I did was ask God that I want to see him. If you are my God, let me see you. And they will tell me in the church that I cannot see God, that God is a spirit. Then I will be like, okay, if I cannot see a God, why am I following what I don't know? I cannot see it, and you say I should follow it. If I should follow something, it means that something exists, and I should know it first before I follow it. And now I am following what I don't know. I really want to know a God. I want to know the God I'm worshiping. And no God ever showed up. I prayed and tried to see God, and no God showed up. So I decided to retrace myself. Even when I was calling Satan, they said Satan does many things, and I was like, since I cannot see God, let me see the devil. And I saw none. So
I think you should work more. You should work more on your faith, eh?
Yeah,
work more.
Yeah, that is what they, that's what they say every day, and that is why I know that faith is delusion. You know, faith is actually very strong, because I see it in Africa every day, where somebody believes that this is my God. So look at how they say it in our local church. They said, even if you didn't bless me, you remain my God. Which means you have convinced yourself that this God exists, even if it's better or worse.
Yeah, said.
Yeah, you can't question it. They said the God is unquestionable, and whether good or bad, keep believing. And that is why when we go into crusade, we lose some people. We lost some people by accident. We say God took them. And when people survive accident, we say God saved them.
So either way, God is great.
Thank you. So you can question God.
No
Anything God does.
Anyhow, it's such a cop-out. Change the results or the outcome, but either way, that they take that as proof. Like when you hear someone talking about how their God exists, it's always a subjective experience. I know God exists because in my life this happened in my life, and they want to force you to see that because it happened in their subjective experience, that's the reality. It's not. You're just in your own zone. I'm also in my own zone, but my zone has facts. Your zone has delusions, and
I asked my friend David today why he thinks God exists. He told me something. He said because he bought a car. That's why he
you don't make sense.
And I was like, he bought a car. How? Is God working in a car production company? I don't know. Is there a way of God works? He said no, but
I was late for my appointment, but then God cleared the traffic, and I got there on time. God
Imagine.
is great.
Thank you. I pray.
Yeah. Now, all the funny reasons. The other one asked me whether
very funny.
Whether when I'm having sex, I'm enjoying it. I said, yeah. He says, yeah. That's where God is. That's the magic. That magic can you explain it to me? I said, no. That sensation is, yeah, that's God. That's why I believe in God.
And do you know what I told my friend yesterday? I asked him, like, if you say the God, your own God, make it people rich. Because there is a Nigerian pastor who we're debating about. The Nigerian pastor said that you can never be successful without paying tithes. that if you're successful without paying your tithes, he will drop his Bible. So I was like, okay, I want to engage this man. You want to drop your Bible? Let me first of all tell you that the richest man alive is not a Christian. And he doesn't pay tithe to anyone. Or does Elon Musk pay tithe to you? So I don't know what people are talking about. So when a Christian does a business and gets his pay, he credits it to a God instead of him crediting it to his strength and his powers, his business abilities. You credit it to a God and say, you decided to bless me. There is nothing like decision of a God blessing you. You actually went out for work and you did your job. Now the money come and you say a God should take a 10% for helping you. I don't get it. So if God should be taking 10% from me, is God the government that I should be paying tax to? I go out for everything. God provides nothing. So if government is saying I should pay tithe, maybe they produce security, a secured environment or something for me to do my business. So I'm supposed to pay for security. I'm supposed to pay light bill. I'm supposed to pay other things, utility bill, that kind of thing. So if I should be paying tithes to God, what is the God giving? They said the God is giving life. And I was like, I know Muslims are alive. I know many atheists that are alive.
But can you follow the money to
God
life?
gives life. And the Christian,
because with the text you can follow the money. You can see where it came from. You can see it there at the government. You can see it being allocated for the budget. With God, you can't follow the money. It always goes to the pastor.
The pastor has a new house, the pastor wants a new car, but the money is for God.
Okay, what I see, maybe we are paying God for our house in heaven, our cars in heaven, our good in streets in heaven. So
yeah, but that's what the money.
Maybe there was a time I challenged one pastor. He was my pastor, yeah. He was my pastor. But when I finally broke away, I told him something. I was talking with him someday, and he asked me. He told me that the devil have taken over me. I told him I wanted to tell him something, and what I said was, if I should be paying God money, send me God's account number. I want to be sending money to him directly.
Yeah.
He said that cannot happen. And I'll be like, you said this money, I'm giving it to a God. And why is it that you the one? Why is it you're the one collecting it? Almost all the big pastors in my country, they own private jets, they own big homes, they do. In fact, they have half of the security in my country. So and the only thing they do is give you apron protection. They give you apron, they give you sticker and Bible for protection, but they protect themselves with the highest security of the country. So now I want to know, if this God is able of protecting us, why not protect the police and the army protecting pastors? Why? They can't walk alone. They work with security agents. And now they tell me about a God that protects me. So I keep asking all these questions. What is happening? What is happening?
Yeah,
am I at the right place? So that's why I decided.
Yeah. Well, guys, we've been going for a while. It's been such a pleasure talking with you guys today. I think let's wrap it up here. My sister Alvina Gachugu, you must keep strong and keep connected. Let us know what's happening and keep fighting the good fight, because you are putting yourself out there, and it takes a lot of courage. And I really admire the work and everything that you do, because it's by the example that you guys are setting that the people who follow us will feel emboldened and will also get the courage to speak up for themselves. Mazi, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. I love meeting fellow atheists from Africa, people who have woken up. My heart feels warm when I speak to
every time to you. Like, I enjoy speaking with all of you. I enjoy speaking with all of you. And this is my own beautiful devil sister. Come on, Alvina.
Yeah, and on my
like
on this side over here, the OG African atheist. We thank you guys for joining us today, and we will see you guys every Sunday here at 3 p.m. Don't go to church. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Come here and meet great people. You can talk to us, and we'll tell you all about the lies.
And your hellfire was nice and warm, eh?
Oh, you ate hellfire, and it's hitting me now. That's so nice.
I have finished my house in hellfire. I will be there. I want to be a hellboy.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. This one. Thank you.